You keep drawing in damaged people, emotional drainers, and manipulators, while the grounded, emotionally stable ones walk right past you. This isn't coincidence. There's a clear reason your Sigma qualities pull in exactly the type of people you don't want. And once you understand it, you can finally break the cycle for good. As a Sigma male, you probably assumed your self-reliance, calm mindset, and emotional resilience would attract strong, secure individuals. Instead, you keep finding yourself surrounded by narcissists, clingy personalities, rescuers, and unstable people who latch onto your energy like it's their lifeline. Meanwhile, the mentally healthy, confident people you actually want to connect with seem distant, uninterested, or completely unaware of your existence. Today, we're revealing the uncomfortable truth behind why your Sigma traits create a toxic attraction pattern, and what you must understand if you want to draw in the right people instead of the wrong ones. By the end of this video, you'll finally see the psychological pattern that has been quietly sabotaging your relationships your entire life. Reason 1. Your emotional stability attracts chaos addicts. Here's the first harsh truth. Your calm, centered energy acts like a magnet for people drowning in emotional turmoil. Have you noticed how the most dramatic, unstable individuals always seem to gravitate toward you? That's not coincidence. Your emotional regulation and composure are exactly what chaos-addicted people are unconsciously seeking to stabilize themselves. Here's the psychology behind it. People who can't manage their own emotions are instinctively drawn to those who can. Your Sigma traits, emotional self-sufficiency, steady presence, and calm demeanor, signal that you have what they lack. The types this attracts include individuals with unresolved trauma who see you as their healer. Drama seekers who need your calm to counterbalance their chaos. Emotionally volatile people who rely on your stability as an anchor. Crisis-prone personalities who repeatedly expect you to rescue them. Anyone who mistakes your strength for an invitation to unload their problems. Why is this dangerous? It creates a toxic pattern. These people aren't drawn to you, they're drawn to the emotional regulation they think you'll provide. You become their unpaid therapist, emotional crutch, and crisis management system. Most people don't realize this, but chaos addicts can sense stability from across a room. Your centered energy is like a lighthouse to those lost in their own storms, and they crash into you seeking rescue. What makes this even more insidious is how it often unfolds. At first, chaos-addicted individuals may appear stable or controlled to gain your trust. Once they feel invested, the drama emerges, and by the time you notice the pattern, you're already entangled. Your natural compassion and high tolerance for other people's emotions make it even harder to step away. What begins as empathy gradually turns into enabling, holding space for behaviors they refuse to confront themselves. Why healthy people don't approach. Emotionally balanced individuals recognize your strength, but they don't feel the need to merge with it. They have their own emotional regulation systems and aren't compelled to attach themselves to yours. Reason 2. Your mystery attracts fixers. Here's the second harsh truth. Your natural mystery and emotional privacy draw people who feel compelled to figure you out or fix you. Have you noticed how some individuals become obsessed with breaking through your walls or deciphering your behavior? These aren't people who respect your privacy. They see your boundaries as puzzles to solve. Here's the psychology behind it. Your selective vulnerability and layered communication trigger what psychologists call the fixer fantasy. Certain people interpret your self-containment as hidden damage they are uniquely qualified to heal. The types this attracts include codependent individuals who feel needed by helping you. People with savior complexes who want to be the one who gets through. Emotional archaeologists who see your privacy as buried trauma to excavate. Boundary pushers who treat your limits as challenges to overcome. Those who romanticize broken people and crave the role of your redemption. Why is this a problem? It creates a toxic pattern. These people aren't drawn to who you actually are, they're drawn to the version of you they imagine exists beneath your walls. They fall in love with a projection, not your reality. Most Sigmas don't see this coming. Fixers often respect boundaries at first to gain trust, then gradually escalate their attempts to break through, framing boundary pushing as care and concern. But it's really about their need to feel essential, to fix. Here's what makes it damaging. When you don't have the damage they expected, or when you refuse to become their project, they often grow resentful, frustrated, or lose interest. They wanted the drama of saving you, not the reality of respecting your autonomy. The deeper issue: your privacy isn't about hiding wounds. It's about selective sharing, based on trust earned over time. But fixers interpret any boundary as proof of damage they must heal. This fundamental misunderstanding poisons the relationship from the start. Why healthy people don't approach. Secure, emotionally balanced individuals respect boundaries without feeling the need to conquer them. They are comfortable with gradual revelation and don't perceive your privacy as a challenge or rejection. Reason 3. Your competence attracts the incompetent. Here's the third hard truth. Your obvious skill, capability, and problem-solving ability make you a magnet for people who refuse to develop their own competence. Have you noticed how some individuals seem helpless in almost every aspect of your life? Your competence doesn't just attract admiration, it exposes you to exploitation. Here's the psychology behind it. People who lack life skills or problem-solving abilities are constantly seeking someone to carry their responsibilities for them. Your Sigma traits, self-sufficiency, resourcefulness, and systematic thinking, signal that you can handle what they cannot. The types this attracts include professionally stagnant individuals who expect you to fix their career challenges, financially irresponsible people who rely on you as a safety net, practically helpless individuals who need constant assistance with everyday tasks, decision-paralyzed people who want you to make all their choices, chronic underachievers who hope to ride on your coattails. Why is this dangerous? It creates a toxic dynamic. These individuals aren't interested in learning from your competence, they want to extract it. You become their personal problem solver, and they grow increasingly dependent while contributing nothing in return. Most people don't realize this, but incompetent individuals actively seek out highly capable partners because it allows them to avoid developing their own abilities. Your strength becomes a crutch for their weakness. Your natural instinct to help others kicks in automatically when you see someone struggling. But with these people, solving their problems doesn't empower them. It only reinforces their dependence on you. Over time, these relationships become parasitic. You continually give time, energy, solutions, and resources, while they take without reciprocation. Eventually, the imbalance grows until you feel drained and they feel entitled. Competent, self-reliant individuals recognize and appreciate your ability, but they don't seek to exploit it. They approach relationships as partnerships, valuing mutual growth and contribution rather than one-sided rescue. Reason 4. Your non-judgment attracts people with serious character flaws. Here's the fourth harsh truth. Your natural non-judgmental way of observing others makes you a safe harbor for individuals with serious ethical or character issues. Have you noticed how people with questionable morals often seem unusually comfortable around you? Your tendency to watch and assess before passing judgment creates space that problematic individuals often exploit rather than respect. Here's the psychology behind it. Most people face consequences for bad behavior because others judge and reject them. Your Sigma trait of observing before judging gives these individuals breathing room, which they interpret as tacit acceptance of their flaws. The types this attracts include people with flexible ethics who constantly test your boundaries, manipulators who mistake patience for naivety and look for ways to exploit it, compulsive liars who assume your quiet observation equals belief, users who see your non-judgment as permission to take advantage, toxic individuals rejected elsewhere who view you as their last safe option. Why is this dangerous? It creates a toxic pattern. Your non-judgment is a tool for gathering information, not for condoning behavior. But flawed individuals misinterpret your observation period as approval, emboldening them to push limits. Most people don't anticipate this. Individuals with character flaws actively seek out non-judgmental people because they can operate longer without facing consequences. Your patience gives them extended access to exploit your generosity, understanding, and tolerance. Here's what makes it devastating. By the time you've observed enough to form boundaries or make judgments, you're often already invested. When you finally enforce limits, they are shocked because they assumed your patience was approval. The deeper issue is your high tolerance for differences and your pattern-based evaluation style. You tend to give multiple chances to people who are showing their true colors from the start. Why healthy people don't approach. Individuals with solid character don't require a non-judgmental, safe zone. They are comfortable being evaluated because they have nothing to hide. Your observation period doesn't act as a magnet for the morally grounded. They don't need it. Reason 5. Your independence attracts the clingy and dependent. Here's the fifth harsh truth. Your self-sufficiency acts like a magnet for people who lack independence of their own. Have you noticed how the neediest individuals never seem to leave you alone? Your independence doesn't repel dependent people. It draws them in. They're looking for someone strong enough to carry the weight of both people in a relationship. Here's the psychology behind it. Dependent individuals unconsciously seek someone who won't need anything in return. Your sigma independence signals that you won't burden them with demands, making you the perfect target for their parasitic attachment style. The types this attracts include emotionally dependent people who can't function without constant connection, socially clingy individuals who have no life outside of relationships, identity-less people who need to merge with someone strong, approval seekers who require constant reassurance, indecisive individuals who rely on you to make all their choices. Why is this dangerous? It creates a toxic pattern. Your independence should foster balanced relationships where both parties are whole. Instead, it attracts people who interpret your strength as permission to be weak. Dependent people are drawn specifically to overfunctioners. They know you'll pick up the slack they leave behind, so they never develop their own capabilities. Here's what makes it devastating. The more independent you are, the more dependent they become. Your strength doesn't inspire them to grow. It enables them to remain weak. Your tolerance for solitude means you don't immediately notice when someone becomes excessively clingy. By the time their dependence is obvious, they're already deeply attached and resistant to change. Why healthy people don't approach. Independent people are looking for partners, not caretakers. They don't interpret your self-sufficiency as an invitation to offload their responsibilities. Ever notice what connects all these wrong people? They're all seeking to take from you rather than build with you. Chaos addicts want your emotional regulation. Fixers want your mystery to solve. Incompetent people want your problem-solving. Character-flawed individuals want your non-judgment. Dependent people want your independence to lean on. Here's the meta-pattern. Your sigma strengths are being exploited as resources rather than appreciated as qualities. They want what you provide, not you. Most people don't see this coming, but the very traits that attract the wrong people often make you invisible to the right ones. The brutal truth. Healthy people aren't compulsively attracted to your traits because they don't need what you offer. Toxic individuals are obsessively drawn because they desperately lack it. Here's the part nobody talks about. Healthy, balanced people are patient. They are content with their own lives, selective in relationships, and cautious about committing to genuine compatibility. They don't chase your stability, they have their own. They don't obsess over your mystery, they respect your privacy. They don't rely on your competence, they handle their own lives. They don't exploit your non-judgment, they have their own integrity. They don't cling to your independence, they have their own. The harsh reality. The right people notice you but don't feel compelled to pursue you. Meanwhile, the wrong people are obsessively drawn to you because they need what you have. This creates an asymmetry where toxic people flood your life, and healthy people remain at a distance. Here's what you need to understand. You can't change what attracts toxic people, but you can change how quickly you recognize and reject them. The solution isn't to dim your sigma traits, it's to develop faster screening mechanisms. Screen for chaos addiction. Notice how someone handles their emotions in the first few interactions. Trauma dumping or creating unnecessary drama. Exit early. Screen for fixer mentality, respect for your privacy or attempts to push boundaries. Anyone trying to save you is toxic. Screen for incompetence. Do they handle their own responsibilities or offload problems onto you? Capability should be mutual. Screen for character flaws. Don't give endless chances to people showing red flags. First impressions are usually correct. Screen for dependence. Do they have their own life, or are they trying to make you their entire world? The key insight. The wrong people reveal themselves quickly if you watch for these patterns. Your sigma patience and tolerance often make you overlook red flags longer than you should. Here's the hope. The same traits that attract toxic people can attract healthy ones if you actively screen for quality. The right person will appreciate your stability without exploiting it. Respect your mystery without obsessing over it. Admire your competence without depending on it. Value your non-judgment without abusing it. Match your independence with their own. These people exist. They're just not aggressively pursuing you the way toxic people are. You need to be proactive in identifying and engaging with healthy people while rejecting toxic ones early. If you've been stuck in a cycle of attracting the wrong people, it's not your traits, it's your screening process. Stop being passively receptive. Start being actively selective about who gets access to your energy, time, and life. Your traits are valuable. Don't give them away to those who don't deserve them. If this resonates, drop a comment with the word pattern and share which type of wrong person you attract most. If it helped you understand that your traits aren't the problem, hit like and subscribe for more insights on breaking toxic relationship cycles. Remember, you're not attracting wrong, you're screening wrong. Fix the filter, change your life. Be ruthlessly selective.